Hi, thank you for joining me. I am Yi-Hsuan. This presentation is to summarize my first UX fundamental project, making a vocabulary app. The steps I've taken so far included market research, a competitive research analyzing 4 different groups of vocabulary apps based on their content and customizing potential. Then I've conducted a basic user research and used that to create the proto-persona. The core functions of the app were analyzed during the information architecture phase. With that information, I moved on to create the wireframes and the interactive prototype of the potential app. 3 individual usability testing sessions were conducted and feedbacks were compiled. Here we will take a look at the proto-persona, the wireframes, the usability test, and feedbacks, and what's next. Meet Zoe, our proto-persona. Zoe is 34 years old and have a bachelor's degree in archaeology. Zoe works for a publishing company specialized in travel literature. As a production editor, she often creates relative designs or sources images for the books. You can imagine that Zoe comes across a lot of books that are about different areas, culture, and people. Zoe is also a curious person who wants to understand her surroundings. She takes notes on things that interest her and will try to do research about them later. Whenever Zoe has the chance to travel, whether she's going with her partner or by herself, she always makes the effort to learn the local language, so she can connect with the people around her and not just be a tourist asking to be served. So, combining the work requirements and Zoe's personal interest, Zoe wants an efficient and accurate way to learn words and phrases. She also wants to learn the proper pronunciation from the native speakers, as well as documenting any interest findings. Based on Zoe's needs, we believe that by creating a vocabulary app incorporating audio input, word association, and no customization for Zoe, we will help her connect with the locals and expand her language knowledge. So here comes Reach 1.0. Reach 1.0 is a vocabulary app designed to give the users the flexibility to create their own flashcards, with the option to incorporate pronunciation from native speakers. So here is the first look at our wireframes. A total of 40 screens were created so the basic functions can be explored by the users. We will take a look at some basic wireframes here. Here we have the splash screen, basic description of the app, the login and sign-up screens, including the current popular options of login sign-ups through Google or Facebook. Once you're logged in, you will see the flat navigation on the bottom, search, groups, cards, review, and settings. Here we have groups and cards, and the light gray description for the navigation. The groups can be used in multiple ways, whether it's for different language or for different trips or different cities. Inside a card, the user can either manually add a definition and sample sentences or connect to a selected dictionary to automatically pull in the definition and sample sentences. Also, the user can make multiple recordings, whether it's for the pronunciation or for the sentence. Images and notes can also be saved. We also have tags so user can link back to other relevant words. These are some wireframes for adding a new card. User will be able to create a card and add all the information we mentioned in the previous slide. The reviews are divided into memory, speaking, and writing. The memory test will follow the spaced repetition algorithm that increases the repetition when a word remains unfamiliar to users. The speaking will be sound matching, and the writing will be spell check. The last ones here are for settings and one example of the profile inside the setting. Usability tests were conducted informally with participants using a mobile device accessing the prototype. Tasks included sign up or log in, create a new group of vocabulary, study the cards, memory review, edit a single card, make a change in preference. Only scenario tests were given in the usability test to avoid guiding the users. Both negative and positive feedbacks were given. The negative feedback included confusion in what all the menu items do, such as what is groups and what is review. In some cases, it affects how the users see the app. The wireframes were also crowded due to bigger handwritings. On the positive side, testers like the options they can add to a word and like the ability to customize their own content. Some obstacles during the usability test were observed, such as core functions of the app is not clear to users. Onboarding does not provide enough information. 2 out of 3 testers consider this as a full language app, including all lessons in the beginning. Undefined menu names, groups, and review are confusing to users. Different interpretation of the same word tags. All 3 testers consider tags to be different functions: favorite, important, needs to study more, or auto-categorizing. So the potential solution might be providing a better and more detailed onboarding process to introduce each navigation item and the flow of the using app. Menu items could also be removed or renamed to simplify and strengthen the core function of the app. After discussing with the testers, the search function appears to be more useful than groups. For words that might have multiple meanings, it could also be solved by either replacing with words that convey one common meaning or adding a pop-up tooltip to explain the function of the words. What's next and what have I learned? For a proper app development, we will refine the app and conduct further usability tests and repeat the process until we can move on to the next step of creating a high-fidelity prototype, including the interface design, and proceed forward. So far, I have learned several important lessons. Start simple and make sure the core function is clear. More features can always be added at a later stage. Observe and think outside of my own mental model. Always seek out evidence to back up the design choices, not just because it fits my own flow. Create better documentation of the thinking process so I can look back and double check whether I follow the evidence. Sketch more and don't lock into any particular design too early so I don't miss other options or misplace the emphasis. Re-examine my usability test flow. Allow enough time for the testers to explore the app freely before introducing the task for them to perform. It creates confusion. This concludes my presentation on the first user experience fundamental project. Thank you.